What's up, guys? Gary with SelfTaughtDev. Today we are going to try out LinkedIn's .NET framework assessment and see how we do. Full disclosure, I'm going to fail this horribly because I've never touched .NET before. I don't even know what the syntax looks like, so not looking too good right off the bat. But this is just to give you guys an idea of what the questions are going to be like and kind of help you see what the test is like. I have had a few people ask how to get to the assessments as well. So basically we're gonna start on your profile. Also, if you wanna connect on LinkedIn or any of the social medias, all my profiles are in the description. So feel free to check that, connect on there, we can be friends. But yeah, we start off on your profile. You just go down to the skills section. And there should be a Take Skills Quiz here button. We're just going to press that. And then you can search for whatever you want. So we'll just type in net, and we got the .NET Framework Assessment coming up here. And we are recording, cool, because I might have started a video, and actually I might have done an assessment and not hit record. So that might be why we're doing this .NET one now. But anyway, let's get going. So there's 15 multiple choice questions, 1.5 minutes per question. You have to score in the top 30% to earn a badge. And then, yeah, like good devs, we're going to use Google to find answers. So hopefully that'll help a little bit. And let's get going. All right, which statement about this keyword is not true? A constructor can use a base statement on a this statement if the base statement comes first. Ooh, this is going to be rough. A constructor can use one this statement at most. This keyword lets a constructor call a different constructor in the same class. If a constructor uses a this statement, its code is executed after the invoked constructor is executed. Which one of these is not true? Okay, I think it's this one. I feel like, well, actually, let's yeah, we've got the node stuff up still too, so we're gonna close that one. .NET. Can you use more than one this in constructor? I see nothing about this in there. Do I need to put apostrophes around this? Will that help it find the results we want better? How much time we got left? 21 seconds. We might just have to guess on this one because I'm not. That's C#, not .NET. All right, yep, we're gonna guess. I'm gonna assume you can have more than one this statement in the constructor, so we're gonna go with that. What is .NET? What is .NET? What is .NET? An open source developer platform by Microsoft. .NET is a virtual machine that enables a computer to run programs written in several languages and compile programs to bytecode. .NET is a free, right off the bat, I wanna go with one of these two because those are the longest and statistically, it's the longest answer. That's usually the right one. .NET is a free cross-platform open source developer. Wait. .NET is a free cross-platform open source developer platform. Okay, yeah, they're having platform there twice. Just throwing me off for some reason. For building many different types of applications with multiple languages, editors, and libraries for web. I'm gonna waste all of my time on this question reading these. So we're gonna hold on. What does this say? We're just going to go, why is it used? Software development framework and ecosystem design supported by Microsoft allows for easy desktop and web application engineering. It's a popular free platform used, but what is .NET? There we go. Code Academy, help me out here. Come on, we got 20 seconds left. If you're using C#, you're going to encounter a lot of .NET. Open source platform from Microsoft. So open source is basically all I'm getting out of this. This one has open source in it, so I think we're gonna go with that. All right, cool. The ASP.NET core module is a native blank module that plugs into the, is that LLS or IIS pipeline to either, ooh, All right, which one's the longest again? This one, right? Yeah, so that's probably gonna be our answer that we're gonna go with. Host an ASP.NET core app inside the IIS worker process called the in-process hosting module. Okay, wait, hold on. How can we answer this more efficiently? Okay, let's do what is ASP.NET? Open source, all right, cool. Cross-platform, open source. So I feel like our answer on the last one should have been for this one. Made of tools, programming languages, libraries, build, yeah, right? Because that's basically exactly what the answer was in the last one. Oh, if we could only go back. We might just end up guessing on this one because we're going to guess this longest one because I don't want to spend the time researching that more. You want to encapsulate a command request as an object. Which design pattern best fits this objective? I feel like Facade is the best answer just like right off the bat for some reason. But let's do design pattern to encapsulate code. Structural design pattern provides simplified interface. Use an object-oriented programming. I'm starting to think it's not this. Let's try observer and see if that gives us anything. Defines a one-to-many relationship. No. What about command? Command, encapsulate. All right, sweet. We're going with this one. Boom. All right, why would the .NET framework use econo JIT? Probably this one because it's the longest, right? To compile only methods called at runtime, which are compiled the first time the methods are called and then stored in cache to be used for execution when the same method is called again. See, that makes sense. That makes like that just in time. I think that makes sense, but we're going to read these other ones just to be safe. To compile only methods that are called at runtime and then store them in the cache for 1 minute. Why would it only store it in cache for 1 minute? I can't think of a good reason for that. I don't think that makes sense. To compile only the methods that are called at runtime and remove them from memory after execution. That kind of makes sense as just in time, right? Ooh, but like, what if they're needed again? So I don't think that would make sense either. I'm still thinking it's this one. To compile complete source code into native code. That seems like too much to be just in time. So we're gonna go with this one. All right, cool. What's the difference between covariance and contravariance? Let's do covariance versus contravariance. Covariance permits a method to have a return type that is a subtype of the one defined in the delegate. Contravariance permits a method to have a parameter type that is based on that is a base type of the one defined in the delegate type. All right, so this one probably, right? In C#, covariance and contravariance enable implicit reference. God, I have no idea. Actually, wait a minute. Covariance preserves assignment compatibility that is a subtype of one of the defined delegates. So I feel like that is preserving compatibility. Covariance preserves assignment compatibility. Oh, wait, so this one's the same. Wait, where are these different from? Enables. Okay. Enables versus disables. Enables. Yeah, we're going to go with C. All right, sweet. In the code below, what is the difference between render partial and render action? Well, this one's spelled different, right? Yeah. HTML render action, render partial. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. No. Render partial will call an action method of the, render partial will call an action method of the current controller and return the result inline. Render action will render the specified view inline without calling an action method. So I feel like we Google that again, right? Render action versus render partial. .NET render action versus render partial. Render partial is used to display a reusable part of within the same controller. Renders an action. So render action without calling any action method, that seems weird. Render action will render the specified view inline without calling, I think render partial will not call it. So it's one of these two, and we have 5 seconds left. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. It's this one. Sweet. C again. This is like one of those Scantron tests where we just don't know anything, so we're just bubbling C down the whole line. What is the interface segregation principle? .NET interface segregation principle. States that no client code object should be forced to depend on methods it does not use. Okay. Objects in a program should be replaceable with instances of their subtypes without altering. That doesn't make sense. A class should have only a single responsibility. That is, only changes to one part of the software specification should be able to affect the specification of the class. Again, we might go with this just because it's the longest one. Many client-specified interfaces are better than one. That seems like opinion, kind of, because it's saying it's better than, and I feel like that makes, I don't know, I feel like that just makes it more opinionated to me, so I don't feel like that's the answer. Software entities should be open for extension, but closed for modification. Is that what this said? No client code object should be forced to depend. See, how much time we got left? 7 seconds? Yep, we're going with the longest one again and crossing our fingers. All right, cool. What is the namespace for caching information in .NET? Namespace for caching information.net. Yes, it knows we're Googling the answers to this. System runtime caching. System runtime caching, right? Yep. Boom, 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 ba-doom, ba-doom. Next one, 10 or 5 more questions, right? Yeah. You want to include language elements in a program. What design pattern best fits this objective? Command design pattern. All right. A behavioral design pattern is used to encapsulate all the information. We've already used that in a previous question, so I feel like that's not it. Let's try bridge design pattern. That's not. There we go. When you need to decouple an abstract, when you need to decouple an abstraction from its implementation so that the two can vary independently. Include language elements. That doesn't seem right. I think it's this one. Interpreter design pattern. The computer program interpreter design pattern that specifies how to evaluate sentences in a language. See, this is talking about including language elements in a program, and that's talking about how to interpret or how to evaluate them, basically. So I think it's this one. We're gonna go with that. I should have like at least tried to Google that last one since we had 20 seconds left, but meh. This is, like I said, this is to give you guys an idea of what the questions are, not so I can actually pass this, because as you've probably seen, I've gotten most of these incorrect. All right, what is the abstract class in .NET? Oh, yeah, what is an abstract class in .NET? An abstract class declares a contract or behavior that implementing classes require. It may declare only properties, methods, and events with no access modifiers. All the declaration members must be implemented. I think it's one of these top two. An abstract class provides a partial implementation. Yes, it would be abstract classes would probably be partial, because I imagine like if you have an abstract class, you would include that in like, or you basically like inherit that in other subclasses, kind of, right? So it would only have partial implementation for a function or some abstract or virtual members that must be implemented by inheriting entities. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was thinking. It can declare fields too, probably. An abstract class is responsible for keeping track of what is actually executing and where each executing thread is. That I don't think that doesn't sound like that would make sense to implement it that way. An abstract class allows developers to create new classes that reuse, extend, and modify the behavior defined in other classes. See, that one sounds right too. Eeny, meeny, I'm going to stay with this one because like we said about changing the answer, we don't want to do that. Assuming Y is a value type, which is an example of boxing. This, right? .NET, right? Yeah. Boxing is a process of converting a value type to the type object or to an interface type implemented by the value. So converting a value, right? Int this object, y. I don't know the right syntax for that. Object, this object, y. That seems, we got 50 seconds left. .NET code. Let's just look at some code here and see if we can kind of infer. So message equal, I need to see defining variables more. Answer, dim, that's too small, can't read that. That is too, almost. Why is HTML in there? Public static, no. None of these are what I expect. So I think we might just go with this, because that feels right to me. So we're gonna give that a shot. Let me know if I got that right or not in the comments below. Also, let me know if if I missed these, like just, which I'm assuming I missed like almost everyone. Just put the right answers in the comments down below so I can like learn, because that'd be cool. How do you make sure that the garbage collector is done running when you call gc.collect? By calling wait for full complete. Duh. There's no way to find out. That isn't, I feel like you can do anything in code basically. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take you to implement it. You cannot. gc.collect is a blocking method and will return only once garbage collector is done running. I feel like it's this, so we're gonna go with that. What is IL? .NET, what is IL? Intermediate language, formerly called Microsoft MIL probably, or IL. Binary instruction set to define within the common language, okay. Programming language, I think it's this one because it's longest again. An object-oriented programming language that is partially compiled code that .NET developers will run. What's this long one say? A programming methodology that enables developers to change data using, I don't think this is a methodology, right? Is it? It says it's a language. So maybe it's not that one. A language that .NET developers cannot use. I don't think if they can't use it, then why would this be included in the .NET framework assessment? So we're going to scratch that one out too. A programming language .NET developers use that represents the lowest possible level for a language that humans can still read. That sounds like it might be right, because we're not going to find any good code examples there. That's partially compiled .NET. I think it's this one, because we like to go with C on everything, you know? What is the difference between a heap and a stack? Oh, I know this, I think. A heap is stored object types. A stack is stored object classes. Never mind, I know this in a different context, not related to .NET. The stack is stored object types. The heap is stored class types. The heap is stored value types. The stack is stored reference types. The stack contains stored value types. The heap contains stored reference types. Let's do .NET heap versus stack. What's the difference? The stack is more or less responsible for keeping track of what's executed in our code. The heap is responsible for keeping track of objects. Heap stored object types. Yeah, heap stored values contain. I think it's this one, because stored objects, and like with the little context we've gleaned from this Google result, we're gonna see how we did now. We didn't pass. I did higher than 65% of the assessment takers though, which does not bode well for most .NET developers, seeing as how I've never touched .NET before I did this. So, but I feel like I'm a decent-ish developer in general. So maybe like the stuff I know in JavaScript and Node transfers over. But yeah, hope this helps you guys out. If you like this, give me a thumbs up and I will do more videos like this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or know the right answers, post those in the comments down below. We've got a Discord and a subreddit if you want to come hang out and talk on either one of those. Those are in the description as well. And then again, if you want to connect on LinkedIn or any other social media stuff, all my profiles are in the description as well. And I think that's about it. So I will see you next time. Peace.
Round 1.